What was that? Hi YouTube, Stefan Hartman, IronDPC.com. I'm here with a patient of mine, Nancy King, and she's been generous enough to kind of explain how she's reached the ripe age of 91. She's doing phenomenal, energy throughout the day, living life, exercising. She's sharp as a tack, if that's still a term people use. And she'd like to go through a bit of her lab work here because I feel like this is a great case study. We have a lot of studies out there that kind of predict who's going to reach a ripe old age, who's not going to die from heart disease. We have a patient here who is 91 years old, has no heart disease, feels great, has great energy, and we're just going to go through a bit of what her labs look like. And Nancy, can you explain a little bit maybe to the audience what your days look like?
Oh, wow. I get up in the morning, and usually I have coffee and spend a lot of time thanking the Lord that I can still do everything I can do. And then I just do stuff, whatever needs doing. Go shopping or do some cooking or do some cleaning or whatever needs doing.
What does your first meal of the day look like?
Usually, I just have, I wait till almost noontime most of the time to eat because I'm not hungry, so I don't eat in the morning. And I'll have scrambled eggs most of the time. Once in a while, I'll switch around, add a lot of veggies to it if I'm hungry enough. But that's about it most of the time.
So you've been doing intermittent fasting for how many years now?
Not years, probably months.
Months, okay.
Yeah, I did it on and off. I try it for a while, and I go back to 3 meals a day or do something else.
Okay.
I like to experiment.
Yeah. She's very well read. She reads about all these sort of things. So your first meal of the day is about noon, but you haven't been doing that your whole life. What have you done?
No.
For your whole life, you've been doing mostly 3 meals a day?
Yes.
Okay. But you always break your fast with eggs or something of that nature?
Most of the time, yes. Okay. Yes.
So you don't shun away from the saturated fats?
No.
No.
I like butter.
She loves butter.
I love butter.
Good.
And I sometimes add a little olive or mostly avocado oil in with the butter too.
Okay.
To mix up the fats.
All right. Do you eat a lot of grains or
No.
breads, processed foods?
No.
You don't do a lot of that.
No.
Okay. So saturated fat, minimal processed grains. Do you eat a lot of veggies?
Yes.
Okay. All right. Do you eat a lot of fruits?
Not a lot.
Okay.
I've been cutting back to mostly just berries.
Berries. What sort of fruits or what sort of veggies do you eat, I should ask?
Ooh. Well, we do have a wonderful salad that we all like to eat together, which is mixed super greens with, oh golly, red cabbage, carrots, celery,
Wow.
and then we add pecans that we soak and dehydrate ourselves, and feta cheese with it, tomatoes. Trying to think what else is in it. Oh yeah, and black olives. Yes.
Great.
Everything but the kitchen sink.
And Nancy, we're looking at your lipid fractionation profile here. We did the NMR with LabCorp. We looked at your LDLP particle number, and it was about 1,700, so above the reference range for that. Your LDL size was 21.7. Your HDLP total was 42. So, what it's showing here is kind of a protective pattern against heart disease. So you have a high amount of lipid particles, which traditionally is thought to be more predisposed towards heart disease. But if you really look down at these, you have the very low density lipoprotein size is about 40.3. Your LDL size is 21.7. Your HDL size is 10.2. These are all protective against heart disease. So you have a high predominance of the larger and fluffier type of the LDL particles, and these are less likely to get stuck in the, what we'd say, our arteries. We don't like to see particles where we have a lot of the small, dense LDLs. These are more likely to get stuck into the arteries. Now yours is more protected. So you have fats, you have LDL. We need LDL for our cholesterol function, for our cellular function. But what you have is a protective pattern. What you also have is we did an LPIR score, so lipoprotein insulin resistance score, and it's less than 25. And that's excellent. So that tells us that you don't have any insulin resistance whatsoever. And that's probably most of your lifestyle. You're exercising every day. You're eating good foods, low processed carbohydrates. And so that's why you're having such a good lipid fractionation and low insulin resistance pattern. The other thing that was very interesting here when we checked your hormones is that your total testosterone was quite high. So you're at 41.4, which is at the top of the reference range for testosterone in females, right? The free testosterone was a little bit on the lower side, 0.7. This is picograms per milliliter. I should also note that the testosterone total is nanograms per deciliter. So we have a higher testosterone for you, which may be the reason why you have so much energy every day. You're a high testosterone sort of person, which, we can also see this as women age, the testosterone can go higher. But for you in particular, I thought this was kind of interesting. Your pregnenolone was 14. What else do we have here? Estradiol less than 5 and progesterone 0.1. So whatever this is supposed to mean, this in her case means that she's feeling great. We're not going to do anything about this. She feels phenomenal. Her energy levels are great.
I always want more, though.
You always want more? Yeah. Whatever we're seeing here is working.
Yeah.
DHEA is 34.0. What else do we have here? That's pretty much it. That's the most interesting parts of everything here. Your CMP obviously was normal. Kidney function's great. Liver function's great. So any tips you have for patients of mine watching this?
Don't quit.
Don't quit.
Yeah, don't stop trying to do what you want to do. That's big.
I like that.
Yes, and have a motivation to keep going, even when you don't feel like it some days. Just do it.
Cool. All right. Thanks, Nancy. We'll end the video
Thank you.
here.